This is the Nathan, Nat and Sean podcast.
Hi, everybody.
Good morning.
On the show today, we had no Nathan, but we had extra Caitlin Bassett.
Hello.
There she is.
Seabass, always good to have you come in.
I like coming into Nova, I'm not going to lie.
Well, we do run through your footballing career because you are in heavy training for to play AFLW for Perth Football Club. And this week you had a new experience of learning how to ruck.
Yes.
Which I can't believe it's taken them this long to
I'm rucking and rolling.
Why don't we
Certainly
pop her in the ruck because she's 6'4".
We've been talking about, what other positions going to play? How many times have you said that, Nat, to us?
Yeah.
What other positions is he going to play?
Well, power forward, obviously.
Oh, you're power forward. Out of the cage,
Think of
mate.
the G train, that's me. C train. Right there.
Use a weapon.
I know.
On the G train, can I just
Yeah.
go into a bit of a story about the G train?
Okay, sure.
So we're talking.
Settle in, everyone.
So he used to play for the West Coast Eagles, obviously, and then went over to St Kilda where he kicked over 100
Yes.
goals in a season.
Yes.
Fraser
So
Gehrig, I'm
Fraser
talking
Gehrig, you're
about.
talking about, yeah.
So we had this forward scout, so a guy who was paid full-time to be over watching all the Victorian clubs. So he'd go to training and he'd watch all the games, and Gary comes in one day, flies over to Perth once a week, tells us about what we're doing with St Kilda, and he says, this is how you put off Fraser Gehrig. What he does at the start of the game, as soon as the toss is done, the ball's bounced and everyone goes into position, he walks to the centre of the ground and then he sprints in a straight line to the goal square. That's his routine. This is how you get in his head. Just get in his way. So the guy's like 110 kilos of muscle. And he's a massive
unit.
He's a massive
Big
unit.
boy.
So he goes to the centre of the ground to do his routine.
And what do you
about
just
three or
line
four of
up
us
like-
just line up in his way
Stop.
and try to knock him over. Like he's knocking us over like pins.
Yes.
But this is the way it's going to put him off. Anyway, I don't know how many kicked that
Did
day.
you kick 100 that
11. What was it? What was it? It didn't work, did it?
Didn't quite work.
No. Also on the show, we're going to meet the other members of the McManus family who are swimming to Rottnest.
Yeah, that's going to be good. You'll hear from Cooper and Lachlan. Also, we talked earlier on about the links you went to get home. Seabass, you had a story to pop in with that one.
Yes, a very entertaining ex-teammate of mine.
Yes.
So as an ex-teammate,
Yeah, that
I use
was
that one often.
entrepreneurial,
It
I think
wasn't
you
me.
would say. Plus, off the McManuses swimming to Roto together as a family, we talked to other people who attempted to do nice things as a family and how it worked out. And I'll give you a spoiler, not well.
It's Nathan, Nat and Sean on Nova 937.
It's 6:04, Nathan and Shauna. Nathan's got an RDO,
Yeah, God bless him.
but Sean and I are here.
We're going to carry on, Nat, and we're full as
I think Soldier on.
Santa's sack. That's all I can come up with
Pretty
on
full.
short notice.
No, that is his sack is famously full. Caitlin Bassett's going to join us, and the big headline of today is that a fair chunk of the McManus family is going to join us too.
Yeah, I was thinking about this. I'm not sure when the last time the boys are. I don't think I've had all my family in this building at the same time.
No, not in the building.
No.
We've had them on the phone and stuff over the years, but yeah, actually all in the one room.
Yeah.
It's just going to be like a glimpse into your home life, Sean. You're just going to lambast them about loading the dishwasher and
Yeah,
stuff.
that's
It's
it.
gonna be great.
Actually, it's an opportunity to really pinpoint them for that kind of
I
stuff.
know.
Hang
I mean,
washing out.
The reason that we're talking to them is because you're all swimming to Rottnest tomorrow.
We are. There's so many people. There's up to 5,000 people who are going to be taking place
Big,
tomorrow.
isn't it?
It's
Everybody
huge.
knows somebody who's involved.
Yeah, I know. Because there's got to you got to have paddlers and you've got to have
Yeah,
skippers.
skippers.
So then that magnifies
Support
how many
crew,
people.
everything.
Support people.
People
But
at the other
conditions,
end
Nat.
waiting at the pub.
Yes.
Okay, so we'll talk about the conditions later,
we will.
but not ideal.
Not
in
ideal.
2
Not
words.
ideal. And last year was a bit of a disaster for the Rottnest Channels Society,
Yes.
whatever they're called. Poor bastards. Put in all the hard work. It's a year worth of work.
organisation. And remember, it's oversubscribed. People go into a ballot to get a spot.
Yep.
So you're not even guaranteed a spot. So and then they use it as a thing to qualify for other races.
They certainly
and then
do.
if it gets canned,
Yep.
that all falls apart.
Got to go to the port to pub 3 weeks later. Load up. Cover your bases.
It's the Nathan, Nat and Sean podcast.
We love a redemption story, don't we, Sean?
Love a redemption,
Okay,
Natalie.
take you back to, I told you earlier this week about how I did a gig on Saturday night, stand-up gig, and it went terribly.
Yeah, because your brother walked into the room without you knowing. So once you've laid eyes on him just through
Yeah,
you.
so he was. So this particular room, the comedians stand at the back of the room, and then when they're introduced, you walk through, so kind of down an aisle to the front.
Yeah.
Okay, you're not coming from an offstage area on the stage. And so, just as I was being announced in the back row of that particular crowd, this lady turned around and looked at me, and it was my sister-in-law, and that's the moment that I realised they were in the audience. And I don't have a problem with them coming along. It's just that it threw me to suddenly realise, as I was walking on stage, especially as a couple of the stories that I was telling that night involved him from when we were kids, you know.
Yeah.
And so it went awfully, like it was terrible. And so I just was like, oh God, this is like that feeling when you get home from a gig like that, where you just like, oh God, that was just a waste of everybody's time and money. And it was truly, truly awful. So I had to return to the scene of the crime last night.
Oh, good one.
Which was the, it's Fremantle Comedy Factory is the gig, and they, on Thursday nights, they're on open mic night. So it's 10 comedians, $10. It's a good deal. But you never know what you're going to get. It's some people trying for the first time, or it's people trying new material that they haven't done before, that kind of thing. And so I thought, I'll go back and I'll have another crack at this room. And the room, when I got there, I'm like, oh, there's hardly anybody here. But then in the last 10 minutes, the room absolutely filled up. They were jam-packed, could not fit another person in. And so there's an MC goes on, and then there was one guy, and then there was me.
Good.
And the MC, established comedian, he knows what he's doing. He's hired for this job. And the crowd were giving him nothing. And I'm like, oh, no.
There we go.
Oh, no. This is not boding well. And then the first act goes up, and he was like, he's clearly done it a lot. It's not somebody that I knew, but, and his stuff, it wasn't that he wasn't funny. It's just that it wasn't connecting with the audience. And I'm just like going, oh, no, it's happening again. And so, but I was well prepared. I made sure I went, I'd really tightened the set. It was very, and then I got up there and I'm like, okay, no, it's working. Everybody's laughing. This is good. This is good. This is good. And finished on a bit of a bang. And I'm like, okay, we're back. It's all good. And that feeling when you walk out from there, just going, okay, no, it was an anomaly.
That's so good, Nat.
I don't know how many bad ones in a row it takes before you stop, but
I don't know. I played a heap of bad games. I was told to stop at one stage when I had to go back and play East Fremantle.
Because I wonder if somebody would just tap you on the shoulder and go, no more. Or if they just stop offering you spots. I don't know.
Was it a tight 10? It
was 5. It's 5.
Okay,
Open mics, it's 5. Type 5,
Is it? I mean, standing up there, I know everybody who's listening, some people just hate public speaking, right? So to stand up there for 30 seconds would just be you could hear the second clock ticking the whole time. But did it go fast?
No, it goes pretty quickly. It does go pretty quickly. And you find because I knew exactly what I was doing. It wasn't like I was going to ad-lib anything. Like I had tightened it right up. And so when I timed it, it was sitting about the 6-minute mark. And I'm like, I know that I will forget little bits, or I will talk a little bit faster. So I'm like, that's probably right on time. And they do give you a bit of a flicker with the light, to let you know that you've hit the 5-minute mark. But then they also, the guy before me, they just ramped up the music, played him off. It's like enough's enough, get off, mate. So if you go for too long, it's like the Oscars when the orchestra just starts playing and you're gonna go. So but it was I was right on time. Yeah, type 5. She's back.
Okay, good stuff. Righto.
And my next sort of proper gig that's not an open mic night is in April, supporting a Rove McManus.
Really?
Yeah. So at the Oasis Comedy Club at the Brisbane. So on
that's
the same ticket as the big fella.
Mate, you're going to get rid of this job in a heartbeat to stay on the comedy
I mean,
circuit.
Rove's the headline. I'm just one of the minions at the start. But,
I know.
Still,
but that's just
pretty.
Great,
when I got asked to do that, I'm like, oh, that's a good one.
That's outstanding.
I said that is a hard yes, please. Yeah.
Good on you, mate. I'm so proud of you. That's
just
awesome.
Constantly supporting McManus's. That's all I do.
It's the Nathan, Nat and Sean podcast.
10K drive-through. Thanks to Thirsty Camel. Win 10 grand with Nathan, Nat and Sean at our Thirsty Camel 10K drive-through at CY O'Connor in Piara Waters. Shop the way you want and save big bucks in-store and online at the Camel.
Okay, so somebody's about to score a spot in our Thirsty Camel 10K drive-through at CY O'Connor in Piara Waters, which is happening in exactly 1 week's time.
It's going to be so good, Nat. Christy and Joseph are going to go head-to-head this morning. We'll start with you. Christy, good morning.
Good morning.
Okay, Christy, important question. So just so we can recognise you on the day, if you are the successful contestant today, what will you be driving?
Mitsubishi Outlander with private plate.
Well, aren't you fancy?
Did you get them as a gift, Christy, or did you get them yourself, the private plate that
No,
is?
I actually bought them for my mum, and then she said I'm too old to be
Getting around.
driving around with plates like that.
I'm so
they
intrigued
got
to see what they are.
Oh, they're not. They're exciting. That's what it says, exciting.
Oh, exciting. Hilarious.
Exciting.
And your mum's like, no, that's not for me. I'm too old to be exciting.
too old.
I
Yeah,
don't want
she's
people
like,
to think
I'm
I'm
not that
exciting.
exciting.
Yeah, that's right. And then look in the window and go, oh, no, she's not exciting. You don't want that. It's the bait and switch.
I've had them since I was 18, and now I'm 40, so now I'm thinking maybe I'm too old.
You got any kids getting older? That's what you need to do.
Pass them down.
Not quite there yet.
Christy, you're up against Joseph from Canterville. Morning, Joseph.
Morning, how are you?
Hey, awesome, Joseph.
What are you going to be driving?
Just like 2020 Hilux.
Mate, still worth a fortune.
You a tradie, Joseph?
Yeah, I am, yeah.
Yeah, you can tell. What trade are you in?
Carpentry.
Okay,
Yeah.
chivvy.
Hey, it's a real good one, actually, Joseph. It's a real good
Useful.
one.
Do you need one, Sean?
Always need a... Who doesn't need a carpentry? But you can end up going and, build
Yeah.
your own houses and stuff like that.
Do you do that sort of carpentry or like cabinet making? What do you do?
Yeah, renovations on houses, yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Okay.
He's all over it.
Good to know.
You'd be run off your feet, Joseph. You'd be knocking about bloody jobs left, right and centre, I'd imagine.
Yeah, that's it.
All right, here's what's going to happen. We have a bunch of general knowledge questions. We're going to ask them. If you know the answer, buzz in with your name. Okay? If you get it right, you take the point. You get it wrong, we'll move on to the next question. It is the first to reach 5. Let's test your buzzers. Christy?
Christy.
Joseph?
Joseph.
They're working, Sean.
Okay, the first question coming at you now. What's the chemical symbol for gold?
Christy.
Christy?
Are you?
Christy is on the board.
The price
Christy
has
leads
gone right through the roof too.
1-0. Next question. Who invented the telephone?
Christy.
Christy?
Graham Bell.
Yeah, we'll pay that. It's Alexander Graham Bell, but you got his last name. That's the main thing.
Too many names.
Christy leads 2-0. Still with us, Joseph?
Yeah.
Just warm me up. Just warm me up.
All right, next question.
There it is.
Joseph, you can get this one.
Question number 3. Which Australian bird is famous for its laughing call?
Christy.
Oh, Joseph.
Kookaburra.
Yes, Joe's on the
look at him
board.
go. It's
Look
like
at
a
him
stall
go.
gift. It's a handicap race.
That's right. Christy still leads 2-1. All right, next question. At any one time, how many players are on the field for an AFL team?
Joseph.
Christy.
Joseph?
I got it. Did I get that?
Yes, Joseph. You got to tell us the answer, though.
18 on the field, 4 on the bench.
Yes, Joseph. It's tied up at 2-2.
Okay, here we go. Question number 5. Who is the lead singer of Coldplay?
Christy.
Joseph.
Christy?
Chris. Oh, God. Hang on. His name is just... Oh, my
Come on.
God.
It is Chris.
It is Chris.
Quick.
Oh, my God. I've gone blank 'cause I'm going with Cornell in my head, and I'm like, it's not Chris Cornell.
It's not Chris Cornell. I mean, we can't give you the point, but Joseph, what's the answer?
Chris Martin.
Yeah,
Chris
it is Chris
Martin.
Martin. I know, no point though. It's still 2-2. All right, next question. Which sport is played at Wimbledon?
Christy.
Joseph.
Christy?
Tennis.
Yes, of course it is. Christy leads 3-2. This is it's a match.
It's a battle. This is
Yep.
a battle. Question number 7. Which city hosted the 2000 Summer Olympics?
Joseph.
Joseph?
Oh.
Quick?
London.
No.
Sydney, mate. Oh,
Sydney
my
2000.
God. Kathy Freeman.
Oh, no.
Joseph, were the Sydney were the 2000 Summer Olympics before you were born?
Yeah, it was.
That was the answer, you bastard. How old are you, Joseph?
20.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, Christy,
I know.
right?
It was like a given for everybody out there listening in the cars, but not for you because you weren't
I know,
born.
he wasn't born yet. Okay, so Christy, you still lead 3-2. Next question. What is the longest running Australian soap opera?
Christy.
Christy?
Neighbours.
Yes, Christy. Okay, Christy's on the brink of victory.
Okay.
4-2.
Here we go. Joseph needs to stay in this. What is the official language of Brazil?
Christy.
Oh, Joseph.
Is it? Oh, is it Spanish?
It's not.
Still alive, though.
No, it's not.
Portuguese.
Portuguese, yeah.
Portuguese. Nando's, everybody.
I
Nando's.
know.
Peri
Okay,
peri.
next question. Remember, Christy just needs one more to win. Okay. Which WA-trained actor starred in The Greatest Showman?
Christy.
Christy for the win.
Hugh Jackman.
Nailed it. We're going to get to clap our eyes on Christy's personalised plates on Friday. A week from today, you have made it to our Thirsty Camel 10K drive-through at CY O'Connor in Piara Waters, where someone's going to win $10,000. Have you got 3 smart friends, Christy?
Well, I'm thinking I might take my mum, who was smart enough not to take the number plate.
Yes, yes.
That's a win. There's one.
Probably the husband and the best friend. So
Okay,
2
great.
boys,
All
2
right.
girls.
All right, this could really
Sounds good, Christy.
drive a wedge through you all. Also, Christy, you've got a cheeky $150 to spend at Thirsty Camel. Well done.
Oh, awesome. Thanks, guys.
Little sweetheart. Thanks for playing, Joe.
All good, thank you.
Good on you, Joe.
It wasn't your fault you weren't born yet.
I know.
Never been more depressed in all my life.
Nathan, Nat, and Sean podcast.
I'm going to take you back to a story. I only heard half of it, and that was on New Year's Eve. And
Yes.
the reason why this came to my attention the other day, because I caught up with a cousin finally at the gym, and he told me the second half. So here's the first half. When I was down south, we had a bit of a New Year's Eve shindig, and my younger son, Ollie, he was off to catch up with my cousin's son.
Yeah, right.
And it's great. It's a second cousin of mine, but it's good we've got kids the same age and they're friends, so it keeps the
family
relation
together.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
really
that's
does
cute.
actually. So it was great that he was catching up, and they had a place down in Dunsborough. So Ollie went off and caught up with his cousin, and they had a great time. Anyway, he came back late at night. I reckon it was might be 10. We'd all had a fair few drinks,
Yes.
and he's telling me, he goes, "Oh, I didn't know your cousin, Dad, is so funny."
Yes.
And I'm not going to say his name because too many people know.
You will say his name by mistake, but keep going.
I'm trying not to.
This is like a very distant relation. You've never heard of him.
Yeah. Anyway, and I said, why was he so funny? He said, I don't know. He came back and he was drunk and he'd been out all day and he'd had heaps to drink and blah, blah, blah. And he's saying all this random stuff. And his wife was so angry at him, but he was just so funny.
Oh, lols.
Right,
So, like, same family dynamic as you then.
Yeah. Okay, great. I didn't really know any part of that story. So
Yeah.
I seen my cousin at the gym literally yesterday, and I was saying, it was great that Ollie got to come
Why
over
don't we
and
call him
see
Jim?
you.
Yeah,
okay,
keep
we'll call
going.
him Jim.
Yep.
Ollie came over to your house and saw you, Jim, but what was going on with you? Because he kept asking
Yes.
me, why were you so funny?
Yes.
Is Jim always like this?
Is
And-
Jim always like this?
Well, he said, there was a bit of an issue that night, Sean. I said, what happened? He goes, well, during the day, he threw out a few invites for people to come over and have a few
New Year's,
New
yeah.
Year's Eve drinks. They didn't have a big thing going on, but just a few random people to come over.
Cute quieties.
And doing that, a few people said that they would pop around. So he thought, it was just after 12. It was closer to 1, actually. He said, I just got on
afternoon,
the
not
afternoon,
yeah.
just jumped on the push bike. He had a little crate set up on the back, and he would just go straight to Dunsborough Cellars, pick up a few bits and pieces, and then he'll make his way home.
Just some party supplies.
You know, it'd
Yep.
be 10 minute bike ride in,
Exercise, yeah.
grab your stuff, come back. So he gets to the bottle shop and he gets a call from one guy who says he can't make it.
Ah, okay.
And then Jim says...
So he put some of the booze back.
No, he's already loaded up. It will not go missing, this guy. He will get through them.
So
Anyway,
what did Jim say?
he said, well, I'm on my way home. I'll just swing past and have a beer with you, because all those places in Dunsborough are, within
Yes.
hop, skip and a jump. So
Okay.
he rode past, stayed at the guy's house for a few too many, and gets another call when he was about to leave from another friend who said, oh, sorry, Jim,
make it.
we can't make it. And he said, well, I'm just over... Mike's house or whatever. I'm heading home. I'll just swing past and just have a quick one with you, just one off the wood. Well, they had one off the wood. They had 2 off the wood. They ended up at a pub in town. Now, I was just trying to think of the Paul House, it's called.
Yes.
They ended up going there and having a few as well. He got home.
So wait, did he have his phone with? Like, surely his wife
his
is
phone.
trying to contact him.
Yeah, he kept not looking at his phone, as guys do a lot of the...
So he's invited people round. Those people have presumably gone round.
Yeah.
And he's not home. There's nothing, no drinks to give them.
No.
And he's gone missing.
He's gone
because
missing.
he's having drinks with the people that couldn't come.
Yes. And he got home, I think it was definitely after 10.
At night.
at night.
So he left at 1
Yes.
and he's gone.
He's got home after 10.
9 hours later.
And this is where he's walked in, and my Ollie's there and just thought he was the funniest guy
Oh, I
in the
bet
world,
he-
and
I
he was
bet
in
he thought
trouble
it
with
was
his
hilarious.
wife and all that kind of stuff. And I said, Jesus, you must have got your ass absolutely handed to you. And he said, so he woke up the next day on New Year's Day, and his missus has packed up the kids, and she just left. And they had one car.
So she's gone back to Perth.
Yeah.
With the rest of the family.
Yeah, she just like, I've had enough. I was ringing him all day, and she just went.
He was funny on a bike.
So he was gone, I don't know how I was going to get home. So what he did is he checked out the schedule for flights flying into Busselton.
Yes.
And then he got his way, and I think it was by Uber, he was saying, got his way to the airport at Busso, and then waited for the planes to come in, walked inside, said he'd just lobbed in from Melbourne, hired a car, and then got
Because
back
if
to Perth.
if Busselton's like Esperance, the hire car counters are only manned when there's a flight.
Yeah.
And in Esperance, it's the same person goes from the Hertz one to the Europcar one to the Thrifty. But, so same deal. So he knew that if there was a flight arriving, somebody could lend him a car.
Yeah, so he got there, was able to hire a car, drove it up to Perth and got home. And I thought that is the great story.
On New Year's Day as well, this is.
Yeah.
Impressive effort.
It's a great effort.
Sometimes you have to be enterprising to get home, bottom line.
Yeah.
Years ago. So it's before you started, because Cambo, this story involves Cambo, who's your predecessor in this role. We went to a rugby match at Subiaco Oval, and then I think we must have been in a corporate box, I think, because the drinks were flowing freely. And then we went to a bar called Pure Bar, which was on Hay Street in Subiaco.
You had your 40th
I
there.
did have a 40th there. And then we were there, so with one of his mates and some other friends, and it turned into a large night. And then they wanted to kick on, probably at Gold Bar. And I'm like, I need to go home. And then, but of course, this might have even preceded Uber, I guess, if it was before you started here. And so we're like, and so one of the guys in this group, he goes out onto Hay Street and flags down somebody driving past. And I was living in Leederville at the time, and he said, if I give you $20, can you drive her home? And I was then bundled into a stranger's car, a drunk woman, and driven home.
$20, keep us safe.
$20, keep us safe. And I get home, and I don't have my house keys on me because they're back in my car, which is under this building here. And so, but I did have my car. There was a time, for whatever reason, I kept my car keys and my house keys separate. And so I had my car keys. So I then unlocked my car and slept in the back of the car for the rest of the night. And then I woke up in the morning early, and then I walked back into Subiaco to collect my house keys.
Then get in your car and get back to sleep properly. I was just thinking about a time I went to Ireland with my footy teammates.
Yes.
And got to the end of the night in the Temple Bar area.
District, yes.
So we've had
in
an
Dublin.
absolute belter, and everyone's wondering how we're going to get home. First of all, we didn't quite know exactly where we were, the hotel that is, because it was the first night on. But me and my mate, Peter Mann, who's a big unit, we flagged down this kid who had a bike, and he could dinky us home. Anyway, Hornet weighs he's 100. He's a centre forward, so he's a 100-kilo guy.
Yes.
I'm a smaller bloke. Anyway, we jumped on this kid's bike, and he was and I don't know. There seemed to be some kind of a seat contraption at the front where you could sit on a basket or something. And I might have been on the front. Hornet was on the back, and we're getting this
an extra 180 kilos, right?
Getting this 15-year-old kid to pedal us. And I remember going past Lansdowne Road. It was past this there's a train track and over this
That's
thing.
where they play rugby, yeah?
Yeah, Lansdowne Road. I remember saying, God, this is Lansdowne Road. This is historic.
Oh my God, is that Wembley Stadium? What are we doing in London?
And we're driving along.
Did you give him something?
Oh, yeah, we gave him some money. Absolutely. We asked him if we can give him a heap of money if he could ride us home. And then we got close to the hotel, what we believed. And then I found another my mate, Chucky, Jason Norrish, and he was just walking aimlessly home because he couldn't fit his way home. We tried to get him on the bike. Couldn't fit.
You couldn't fit?
We couldn't fit
three adult football players on the back of a 15-year-old bike. That's so weird. Lance is in Atwell. Morning, Lance.
Morning, how are you?
Hey, Lance.
Did you have to get a little bit enterprising to get home? What happened?
Yeah, my cousin and I are trying to get home from the old Harborside back in the day.
I spent heaps of time there, Lance.
Keep going.
Yeah. So we lived in Bicton, so it wasn't too far.
Yeah.
But no taxi would take us home because we're too drunk.
Yeah.
So we saw the guy who delivers the West Australian newspapers. So we cut him a deal of $20, and he gave us a lift home down Canning Highway while we were throwing all the newspapers on everyone's lawn for him.
Oh, so you basically you did a shift
That's great.
in exchange for a trip
I
home.
charged him.
Amazing.
Oh, that's funny.
So, yeah, that you got to think about who's around at the time that you're trying to get home, and the guy delivering the paper. Absolutely. Well done. Good job. Thanks, Lance.
That's a good one.
Trish is in Maylands. Hello.
Hello, good morning. How are we?
Hey, Trish.
Okay, Trish, what did you do to get home?
Shawnee, this is one for you.
Okay.
My husband, when the Dockers made the finals, whatever year that was, 2013 something or other.
Yeah.
13. My hubby was like, when are they ever going to make it again? I've got to go. And we're like, oh, we can't afford both. Like, you go.
Yes.
Like, we'll mortgage the house, we'll do whatever, you go.
Yeah.
So he manages to get a ticket supposedly from a friend. He's then on the way to the airport. They find out they've been scammed. So they then have no ticket to the grand final, but he's already booked the flight, so he's going. So gets there, manages to get a ticket, goes to the game. We all know the result, very sad, but he had a great time. But then to get home, the only way he could get home was to get a flight via Singapore. So he ended up in Singapore. Our friend picked him up from the airport. He had dinner with them, and then he eventually got home after that. But, yeah, it was a very long way to get home.
Yeah, that is the long way around, that's for sure. But a bit of chili crab and then to heal your wounds.
Yeah. Trish, one year,
exactly
my brother was playing, it was called State Schoolboys back in the day. It was under 15s at the time. They were playing up in Darwin, and there was a big cyclone up that way.
Yeah.
My dad had gone up there with my Uncle John to watch him play, and they couldn't fly back the way it was going back down to Perth, or the air. For some reason, they couldn't fly south anyway.
Yeah.
So then my dad and my uncle, they just flew to Bali, stayed there for a couple of days, and then came home. It was the biggest rort of all time.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, we can't get home. No worries.
Yeah.
Can't get home at all, Sue, I promise you. Thanks, Trish. Talia, hello.
Hello.
All right,
Hi,
Talia. What were the lengths that you went to get home?
This was actually my partner's night out adventure. So he ended up somehow passed out in Kings Park.
It happens.
Somehow.
By some random couple who decided to take him back to their house, which I don't know why he agreed to it, but anyway. Went back to their house, fell asleep, woke up, had no recollection where he was. And once he went out of their house, realised he was still in the city. So he decided, even though he had his phone, to walk from the city to Midland home. So a 4-hour walk.
Whoa!
And then
Does he know there's a train that goes there very efficiently?
Yes, and, his phone worked.
Yeah, so he could have called, yes.
He decided to walk, and he got to the house, but passed out into the front garden. Didn't actually
Didn't make it
get
inside.
Inside.
It's gone all that way.
He's in the garden.
Talia,
I don't know why guys do that, but it happens,
I know. Yeah, the decision-making isn't sound.
No.
Is it? Yeah.
No.
Yeah, because, you could just get on the train.
I mean, I walked home from Freo, or ran home from Freo a few times, but it's not 4 hours to wherever I was living. It was always around East Fremantle,
Yeah.
The longest is Burragoon.
Yeah.
But...
And you're an athlete.
Yeah. Well, I was. Far from it at the moment.
Thanks, Talia. Sean, I'm just going to put it out there. You went to the Harborside quite a bit, didn't you?
A lot. Yeah. We had a Monday session there.
Yes. Like your Mad Monday.
So Bob Marr was the owner of the Harborside, and he said, okay, we'd lost a heap of games in a row. You can come in here and go for your life. We had a team meeting, those team meetings, so we get together.
Sure.
Well, there ended up about 6 or 7 of us left, like from about 5 o'clock in the afternoon after we've had our meeting. So we stayed there until about 11 or 12.
Yes.
Whole night.
You drank the place dry. Yes.
Oh, God, I made some...
And how did the team go after that?
We won.
Oh.
I think we came out and won the Derby.
Well, that's the secret, isn't it?
It was the secret
That's what you
sauce,
needed. Had the
literally.
Harborside got you across the line.
Nathan, Nat, and Sean podcast.
Like Sean's Rotto Swim, Dardanup Butchering Company goes the distance. Taste Dardanup at WA's best venues.
Tomorrow, our friend Sean McManus and his family, like the Von Trapps, instead of singing, they're going to be swimming all the way to Rottnest. And thanks to the Data Nut Butchering Company, you could be going along to support the big fella.
Plus, Natalie, we're going to be celebrating the whole thing by throwing in 2 return Sea-Link ferry tickets. By the way, big shout out to Sea-Link because they've got behind the whole team here
Yeah,
at
they
Nova.
have too, yeah.
So we really appreciate Sea-Link doing that for us. And $250 spending money to give away.
All right, so what's going to happen today in this round of Splash Cards is Caitlin Bassett is going to take on Sean McManus. Now, Sean finally had a win yesterday, Seabass, when he managed to beat Talisa because she was truly awful at it. Let's meet the people that you're going to be playing with. First up is Kelly from Karrinyup. Morning, Kel.
Morning.
Hey, Cal, good morning. I've got a Kelly McManus in my family,
You do
so
too.
I feel like that we should be...
You feel attuned to Kelly's, yeah.
But
yeah.
you might want to win, so therefore
Yeah.
you'd go with Caitlin.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's
girl
tough.
power is strong. You can't go against that.
That's true. Well, also, you hang there for a second, Kel, because we've got Will from Hilton on the line as well. Morning, Will.
Good morning, everyone.
G'day, Will.
Will, do you reckon you'd be good at this game?
Oh, I have no idea, but I'm feeling strong today.
Oh, okay.
Feeling strong.
All
Good.
right. Well,
Okay.
you don't get a choice. Unfortunately, unfortunately for you, Kelly gets to pick who she wants to team up with, and you get the slops, Will. So, Kel, important decision. Would you like to be on Team Seabass or Team McManus?
I'll go see back then.
Of course you will.
Well, you want to win.
First.
She wants to win.
So
That's
it's
strange.
girl power versus whatever you are, boy power.
Hey, manpower. Me and Will go ahead.
Little boy power.
I'll do my best, Will, but I'm pretty shit at this, to be fair.
You're the reigning champion, so don't put
sorry.
yourself down.
Yeah.
Okay, here is what's going to happen. Seabass and Sean will have something splashed up on the screen in front of them. It's their job to give you 3-word clues. That's it.
3 words.
3 words as clues to indicate what that thing is. We'll tell you the category to give you a better idea. It's your job to guess it as quickly as you can. You are going to be timed. Whoever is fastest wins that round. Are we clear?
Yes.
Yes.
Kelly and Seabass, you're going first. Are you feeling confident?
No, I feel like Sean should go first so I can see
No,
what
you're
he
first,
You
mate.
got
You're
picked.
first.
Unfortunately for you, you
Okay,
got
all right,
picked
that's
first,
fine,
so
that's
because
fine.
we've got confidence in you.
You know what?
Okay, now the first category.
And of course, you can't use any words that are in the answer.
Yes.
You can't do any rhyming, and
Okay.
you can't do any singing.
Hyphenated words are out.
Well, if it's you, it's not a word that you hyphenate. It's a word that the greater population
Okay,
hyphenate.
all right,
So,
okay.
like fish and chips is 3 words. Okay, just that's for Sean's benefit because he often cheats that way. Now, for round 1,
Bull
gang,
song, Red
your
Bull.
category is movies, and remember, everything is water-based.
Water-based
All right?
movies.
Water-based. Kelly and Seabass. 3, 2, 1. Splash card.
Killer whale?
Willie?
Correct.
Am I allowed to say like if 3 words can just be like
Yes.
one? No.
Yeah.
Don't
Yes,
have to
yeah,
be
don't have to
related
be
to
related.
it.
Can I say Free Willy or just Willy?
I think it cut out. You said Free Willy, yeah?
It's Free Willie.
Yeah, she did. I think it cut out, yeah. How'd we go,
we
Aim?
just heard Willy, you saying Willy randomly, Kel.
7:24 is the time to beat. 7:24.
That's a good one.
Thank you.
That's a good one.
Okay.
Righto, Will. Let's see what we've got.
All right. Will and Sean. 3, 2, 1. Splash card.
Wilson Volleyball.
Castaway.
Yes!
What'd they do it in?
Oh,
Hey! All right.
5.83, Will.
That is a win to
Let's go,
Sean
my brother.
and
All right.
Will. They lead 1-0. Okay,
Let's do it, Kelly.
The next category is animals. All right. Seabass and Kelly. 3, 2, 1.
Ink, tentacles, ocean.
No, but keep guessing.
Squidding? Squidding?
Squid. Yeah, we'll pay
We'll
squid.
pay squid.
Yeah.
Yeah, so squid.
11
Squid game.
seconds. 11 seconds.
That was a good one. That was a good one.
All
I
right.
should say calamari, shouldn't I?
I was going with that calamari rings. Shit,
All
that was-
right.
That was mine.
Will and Sean. 3, 2, 1. Splash card.
Oh, I was going to make a noise. Singer. Oh. Furry.
Seal.
Yep.
Oh,
That was great.
That's
Yes,
That's
Will,
it.
you're a bloody champion.
Is that it's all over? What? 2-0.
Will is amazing.
Will.
Let's go.
You've done it. Will, you have scored 2 return Sea-Link ferry tickets to Toronto and $250 spending money. All yours.
You're guilty.
I know.
You're on.
Thanks
Hey,
to
you carried the whole team then, Will.
Thanks to
I'll try
the
and
good
absolutely.
people at Dardanup Butchering Company who are powering Sean's swim to
Thank you,
Roto.
Dardanup.
Yeah, they're awesome. Awesome. Love a steak. Well done, Will. That was actually, you were really good.
Soz Kelly.
Yeah.
My bad.
No, you guys
I mean,
are good.
you were better than T.
Yeah,
That's the baseline. She was terrible. So,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, she knows the news and stuff, but awful.
This is the Nathan, Nat and Sean podcast.
We've got Caitlin Bassett with us this morning. Plus what is the collective noun for McManus's?
Well, you reckon it's anuses. Tony Modger used to say McMoonasses.
Oh, okay, nice. That's
Yeah.
cute too.
I'm
That's
going to
cute.
say a poof because of the hair, like a poodle. A poodle.
Oh,
of McManus.
okay.
I don't know
Yeah.
that they would fly.
Like that.
Well, we're worried about the conditions now.
Yes, we do have Lachlan and Cooper McManus in as well. So we have 3/4 of the team that are swimming to Rottnest tomorrow. And you have been telling me, I've been reading the weather forecast all week, and it seems like 26 and cloud clearing sounds nice.
Yes, it does. But when you go down to the beach today, you'll see that there's white caps everywhere, so the sea breeze is in. But more importantly, the swell is an issue. So, Lachlan, you guys were down there yesterday.
Yeah, bit swelly. Yeah.
What do you think?
It was okay right in the bay at COP, but I know it's going to be difficult going out there.
In the open sea. Yeah.
I've been checking the weather app every hour since I've got up this morning. So, I'm stressing a little bit.
So are the conditions deteriorating between now and then? Like, are they getting worse? Yeah,
Yes, they are. Particularly this afternoon and tomorrow until lunchtime. But actually, it doesn't look great. We'll see how it all goes. But it might be a case of last year where things get to a point where
and they have to call
they haven't
it
got
off.
the services. The biggest problem I think that we have as a team is that whilst Cooper's talked up his magnificent swimming, ocean swimming, like Lachlan, me and Oliver spent a lot of time surfing, and Cooper doesn't. But he reckons he can beat me in swimming and the best swimmer in the team. But the fact is, last time we had a race, who won? Like, you haven't beaten me ever.
Nah, I can't remember. I'm not incredible. I'm incredible.
No, we didn't say you're incredible. We just said you were definitely the best in the family.
But the ocean swimming, see, through the swell.
It's a whole different. It is a different skill set, isn't it?
Well, how are you going to go there, buddy?
Yeah, no.
You're supposed to be building your team up, Sean.
He was moving well yesterday.
I trained yesterday, so we're getting there.
Yeah.
I reckon it's all about.
It's a mental game,
It's a
isn't it?
mental game. It's not physical.
All right, we'll see.
Or you're just taking a really good boat ride to Rottnest, and the other 3 can do all the swimming. It could go either way, right?
Yeah, maybe you hurt yourself in the first
maybe I hurt
rotation.
myself.
We've got the carton on board anyway. So
If things don't go away, we can slip into a few Coronas.
I mean, you've got to be well prepared, clearly.
we certainly do.
All right, well, all the best, you guys. We hope you do brilliantly, and that the race actually gets
Takes
all the way
place.
through and isn't called off halfway through like last year. It would be really unfortunate. Obviously, this weather's related to the cyclone up north.
Yeah, it's where it related to, and so funny, like last year, it was the same. The cyclone was up north at the particular time, and the one day that it came down and hovered above Perth was last year. The one day is again this year, which
and then the next day,
is
perfect conditions.
And I really feel sorry for the, at this stage. I'm just hopefully it's absolutely amazing and things turn around. And for all the organisers who do a year's worth of work. But the other side of the things is all the other athletes who are training and have been training. And I think I said to you, Nat, earlier that there was, when I swam last year, there was a whole lot of people who did it and then obviously got pulled out. And the Port to Pub is in 3 weeks' time. So if anyone wants to get involved with the Port to Pub, you can do it in the next week and register. But the thing was that
Which is what you did. You went on to do the Port to Pub, but not every. So a whole lot of people who couldn't do the Rottnest Channel swim, who then didn't go on. So this is their redemption round.
This is their redemption.
And the conditions are dicey again.
Yeah, they are dicey. So I hope it works out for them because we know they put in a year's worth of work.
It's a qualifier too for other events around the world too, isn't it?
Yes. I don't think you can qualify to do the English Channel because you've got to do the Port to Pub 25k to do that. But a lot of people have been doing the Derwent River down in Tasmania, 34k's. You can do maybe the Scottish Channel as well. But it's a big event around the world.
Oh, it's massive.
And certainly if you miss out on this, hopefully people can register and go to the Port to Pub. But they put in a lot of work. That's what I'm getting.
To everybody who is going to jump in and have a swim tomorrow, good luck.
Yeah, good luck. Good luck to us.
Good luck, Cope, especially to you. You've been talking a good game, so let's hope it comes off.
This is the Nathan, Nat and Sean podcast.
Caitlin Bassett's still in the house. Caitlin, what did you think of Team McManus? Hey?
They were brilliant. And it was funny, we were having a chat after they left about different personalities of the different orders of your kids. You've got the jock sorted, you've got so much personality coming from Cooper. Locke's very chilled, a bit more laid back. So it's great.
A bit more responsible.
Yes.
And then my daughter, I was hoping she would come in, but she's got to go to school as well.
Yeah.
She's a unit.
But there is, Caitlin, do you reckon you could do something with your family, like form a team to do a major achievement like this?
Not physical exercise. Good on you for getting your kids to do physical exercise with you. An eating challenge, I think my family would do quite well at.
Yeah, okay.
Yes. Maybe a quiz night would be okay.
Oh, okay,
the split of knowledge across all of us would be pretty decent. Yeah, so I'd probably stick to those two things.
I don't reckon that my family could do it at all.
Really?
I've got two older brothers. We're just all very different people, and so I just don't think that we would be able to combine to do anything. I could maybe do it with. I've got cousins where there's a bunch of us all around the same age, so I could probably cobble together a family of cousins to do something, but not. My brothers and I don't think we could combine to do anything.
It's one of those things, Nat, because I think this will be fine. This will be fine because it's an activity. Swimming, that'll be no worries for us. We'll get behind each other because it's what we do, the sporting side of things.
Didn't sound like you were getting behind each other, but anyway.
Oh, well, Cooper was, he's talking about game. I just wanted to bring him down a peg. But we've done an escape room together as a family.
Oh, how did that go?
That was absolute anarchy. People wanted to kill each other, and when my wife's involved, and everyone's just hopping into her, and then she's going back. It was a disaster.
Did you get out? You didn't get out, did you? You had to be helped, didn't you?
Had to be helped. Of course we had to be helped. So they're some of the things I would want to do.
Yeah,
again.
all right. We want to know, did you do something as a family, like you combined as a family to try and achieve something, and did it go really, really well, or did it go really, really pear-shaped really fast?
Yeah, we like to hear those stories more often that didn't go well.
Yeah, that's right.
And we'll never
we
do
will
it
give
again.
preference to the things that went horribly pear-shaped.
Yeah, that's it.
Kate's in the vines. Hello, Kate.
Good morning, everyone.
Hi, Kate. Okay, what did you try to do as a family, and how did that work out for you?
Look, can I just start by saying I'm always really jealous when I hear these gorgeous stories of this family bonding things that people do together.
Yeah.
We can't even go on a holiday together without wanting to kill each other. So my mum's birthday a few years ago, we all decided we'd go to Bali, and we had this lovely dinner organised with musicians, and it's a nice big do to, for celebrate the 70th. And my brother got quite drunk, and so he and his fiance had a massive blue and broke up. And so then So then he took that out on my mum, who then, of course, took it out on me. So the whole night ended up being an absolute debate. Everyone in tears, everyone absolutely off their face. And we all came home on separate flights.
Ouch!
Never done another trip together.
Well, for good
Love
reason.
Each other dearly, but from afar. Yep.
Wow. Yep. Okay. If you can't even have a fun time in Bali together as a family, so you do that all the time. That's natural for you, isn't it? So chances of you teaming up and swimming to Rottnest together, not great then, Kate?
Look, I think we'd all be feeding each other the first I reckon.
Just pushing one another off the boat. Oh, good on you. Thanks, Kate. Andrew's in Kelmscott. Hello.
G'day, guys. How are you?
Good, Andrew.
Buddy, what did you try and do together as a family?
So we were going out on a family fishing trip, and my dad decided he wanted to drive, and he's not very good at reversing. So we lived up at Roleystone with a very steep drive and an embankment down at the house.
Yes.
So Dad decides we've left one of my brother's rods back at home, so we've had to go back. Dad's reversing backwards down the drive, not very well, and the car's gone down the side bankment, taken out the patio, and almost taken out Mum and Dad's bathroom.
And this is before, pretty much you haven't even left Roleystone at this point.
We hadn't even left
on your family fishing trip.
The house, kind of, to the trip. And my dad literally almost took out the house. We had to get a tow truck to lift the car out of the kind of ditch that it was in. It had taken out the patio and almost took out their bathroom ensuite.
That's a good family fishing trip.
Yeah, did you go fishing after that? I would have passed in a quarter of a day.
Did you catch anything?
Bad omen.
We thought there was that much structural damage. We better get the car out of the inside of the house that was embedded.
Yeah, but that was, at that point, the car was what was holding the house up, so that was a bad move.
That's it.
Pretty much, and I think it cost out about $2,000 to get stuff sorted up with the damage.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, okay. What's your driving tomorrow,
'Cause
Sean?
things can go wrong before you even get there.
Exactly right. Thanks, Andrew. Lauren's in Balcatta. Hello.
Hi, guys. How are you?
Good morning, Lauren.
It sounds like you've got a wonderful success story of things that a family can do together. Is that right?
Well, it definitely includes little children and one of those hedge mazes down south. I wouldn't recommend it with a baby.
Okay.
We went into the hedge maze. My daughter was in nappies. My son was 4, and we got stuck in there. We could not get our way out. My daughter's bawling her eyes out. My son's hungry. It was the hottest day. My partner was ready to, break a hole through the bushes just to get out. There was no signal on our phones. We couldn't even ring the people to say, come and get us. It was
Are you still there, Lauren? Are you still there?
Lauren, are you talking about the one in Margaret River? The one just out of the Margaret River?
Yes.
Yeah, I've done it a number of times.
How'd you get out in Lauren Park?
Well,
I want to know.
we were trying to have races to go through the maze. It's massive. There's a couple one. There's one in Yallingup, but this one is the hedge one itself in Margaret River. And last time I did it, Lauren, was in January with my wife and just my daughter. It was only the 3 of us at the time. And my wife, she was just arguing with Sonny the whole time about which is the best way to go. But there is a couple of doors that you can go to and find an exit.
Oh, so it's like IKEA.
Yes. And Lauren, you couldn't even find them.
I couldn't. We couldn't. We got to the middle part where you can look out to try and see whether you can get out, and we were up there for ages because there was an actual breeze. It was a disaster. I was nearly in tears. We were arguing, honestly. I'm traumatised.
You should have.
I can hear it.
You should have stuck to the putt part, Lauren.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, that's too funny. Oh, well, thank you, everybody. Sometimes doing things as a family is not a great idea, Sean.
Yeah, we'll see.
Anyway, good luck tomorrow.
Thank you.
We wish you all the best.
This is the Nathan, Nat and Sean podcast.
We do have Caitlin Bassett in the studio with us.
Well, while we got Caitlin, she's in the house. I was just looking at the iPad in front of her, and it's a bit dirty and stuff. She did make a mention before, like being at a football club at the moment.
Oh.
Tell us about...
So you share
facilities.
Yeah,
facilities for the men.
You know what? The boys' facility is pretty good. It's a little bit whiffy, I'll give you that.
So this is Perth Football Club, yeah?
Perth Football Club. I discovered I was putting some of my things in one of the lockers there, and there was a sock in there that I reckon has probably been in there for about 10 years at least. It was stiff. We'll get into that later. But no, we've got access to the ice baths, and I remember the first time I was like, oh, where's this ice bath? And if you've got any open cuts, I would not recommend getting in that ice bath because it's grim. They must put a lot of chlorine and stuff like that in it. But no, it's great to have a club room. Like, that makes you feel like a professional athlete when you've got a locker, somewhere where you can just pop your stuff. And
what do you mean? So you didn't have that playing netball?
When I was first started growing up playing netball, we used to train at like Loftus Rec Centre.
Oh, okay, yeah. So you wouldn't, and you also wouldn't train where you play, I suppose, would you? Yeah.
No. So we
didn't have a home base.
Different venues. It wasn't until the State Netball Centre opened that we actually had a home base that we could leave things if we wanted to. And we had a locker room there. So yeah.
Caitlin, can I just say I did a tour of East Fremantle just the other day. You know, I've teed off on their council, and I won't give up either. But
they told you to stop doing that, Sean. Your number one ticket holder now. You named it.
Sean McManus.
So the women's change rooms, and this goes for the men's, but the guys are taller, right? But the way the lockers are situated, you know, you can just hang some clothing, but there's a big area where you would put your boots, and it's probably the right height for someone who's around 6'4".
So the right height for Caitlin.
Right height for you, Caitlin. Yeah. So you go into the women's change rooms, they've got the exact same setup, and the girls are all a hell of a lot smaller. Like, there's no way that they can actually reach up to open and put a bag up the top and or put some boots.
But they are hanging up their long dresses in there, so that works. Nice. Yeah. So it's pretty thoughtful.
When you wear footy boots, though, I've noticed you do gain a little bit of height. And the other day at training, the trainer came over to me and said, oh, we got to measure everyone. How tall are you, Caitlin? I said, with spikes or without? I'm 194 without them. So, I thought that was hilarious. But is it like netball where everyone fluffs about how tall they are? Because, I'd look at some stats in a program of netball and I'd be like, she's not that tall. Is footy the same?
Yeah, I reckon. Not so much as basketball, because when you see the basketball, it is next level.
When there are NBL imports that, that they're arriving, it's like, no, they're 6'6", and they arrive and you go, oh, I don't know. Is that on the Fahrenheit scale? What is that?
Absolutely.
Good on you. Thanks for coming in,
Thanks,
Steve.
Caitlin.
It's always a pleasure.
It's the Nathan, Nat and Sean podcast.
We've been celebrating the McManus family because they're, as as a family, they're going to swim to Rottnest tomorrow.
Yes, we are.
Conditions pending.
Are against us, as you can see. If you walk outside today, you go,
Just a little grey and
what
sharky.
happened?
Don't worry about it. We thought what you need is a little bit of pump-up music.
Oh, yeah.
So we
Why
put
wouldn't
this-
you?
Here we go. This is what we've got for you.
Bit of grunge work.
Yeah, McManus Boys and Rejoice does rhyme, you'll find. So
That was a tough one. Well done.
good luck tomorrow. Obviously, we hope that you get there. There's a bunch of Nova staff coming along on Sea-Link, getting over there on the ferry to cheer you on when you cross the line.
Yeah, I've got a theory on that. Whilst I do appreciate everyone getting behind me, but they know that our boss is putting on beers at the Righto Hotel.
So it's unlikely they'll see you finish the race. Is that what you're saying?
Ulterior motives.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
I mean,
see
that's
that.
very cynical. Not wrong, but cynical. It is going to be, if you want to track the McManus family progress tomorrow, Sammy is going to be live tomorrow.
I was hoping for some of those beers at the pub over there.
You can, Sam.
You've sacrificed it to stay in the studio.
Happy to take one for the team. We're going to get the dot up of Shawnee Mack and the team. We're going to track it from 10 o'clock tomorrow, and then we'll hopefully, all things going well, we'll get across from you, Shawnee, just after the finish line if you wrap things up. And
Yeah, no worries. No
celebrate.
worries at all. And to everybody who's participating in this event, I hope everything goes well for you, because there's a lot of hard work that goes into big events in WA, whether
Yes.
you're participating or
And
helping
this is a
out.
big event. It's one of the biggest of its kind in the world, isn't
Yeah,
it?
it certainly is.
Yeah.
And it's in the ocean, so, it's
Yes.
difficult.
There's a lot of factors at play.
Yep.
Hi, Ross.
Hello, good luck, Shawnee, tomorrow.
Good on you, mate.
I asked him the other day, I said, are you tapering, Sean? Do you remember your response, Sean?
I don't believe in tapering, Ross.
You said you were beyond tapering.
You're going to carb load, though. You are going to do that,
I'll
right?
carb load, yeah. I'll carb load.
Good luck, mate. We'll check in with you tomorrow.
Nathan, Nat, and Sean is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcasts.com.au. Nova.